Good morning. It's September 25th? Yeah, September 25th. Just finished meditating and I saw same background, purple shadows, only that the left side was higher and then this side would go, and then this side would higher and then this side would go, and then for a moment it had that impression of flames, also not flames but like lava. So it wasn't like so much the watery waves. The impression that I got was that it was like lava, almost like, you know, when lava kind of does that bubbly thing, kind of like that a little. And and then it shifted to where this would kind of go over a little, and it looked like it was like moving forward, but like up and over. The light was still present, and this one didn't go up very high. And then it switched slightly, and then the focus was more in the middle going up like it was before. And I remember once it was like very apparent that it started from the center and it kind of would extend this way and then up, and this one it wasn't so apparent because there was still that motion, but it was being fed from here, from the center this time. And then there was like this slight feeling of like going back. I was like, oh, because that's what stood out. It was just like this sensation, one, that the past, right, my left side, if I'm looking at it from a Santrate perspective, there was more emphasis, if you will, like on that side. So I was just kind of thinking about that as it was unfolding. And the funny thing is, it was, so what triggered the connection, because I mentioned that sometimes when I focus on certain people or I focus on certain things, and I don't know if it's maybe a connection to that event or that person, or if that's just what needs my attention to tap in, right? Like, because I was reading in the book how sometimes you can just focus on anything in order for you to get into that moment, or that kind of sink in almost. And I remember reading about that. So then I thought about it right now, actually, just as I'm saying it out loud, that I wonder then if it's not, is it pertaining to this other person, or is it just pertaining to the connections? For whatever reason, that's what happened. I was, so in the beginning, to tap in, I was reflecting on my dream. And I had forgotten my dream when I woke up, but then as I was getting ready, I got triggered. It got triggered back. And so this dream, I'm on this campus, this school campus, and I'm conflicted because I live there at the same time. Never been to this campus before. And I'm looking for someone. And there's just this element of looking for someone, or someone familiar, someone I can connect with. And then so that was my dream. But I was looking for someone in particular, and I was asking people for this person who I don't know who I was looking for, but I was asking people for this person. And there was this like shadowy like element over this period in my dream. Like something was going to happen, something, I don't want to say good, not bad, but just like there was this sense of needing to prepare, almost like that. Yeah, like there was this needing to prepare for something that was coming. but I was looking for someone. I was looking for someone. So then I was reflecting on that before I meditated. And then I was thinking, well, I'm working with a lot of college kids too, right? And so, which I really enjoy. I think that's one of my, so far, because there's an element of, even with the adults though, there's an element of, I can see the little kid within, like I can see where they're stuck and where they're hurting and what they're needing. Like I could just see it. And so lately, like I have more college kids. So, but the dream, when it got triggered in me, that I remember when I was meditating, I started thinking about the other dreams. I've had other dreams where I'm on this college campus that I've never been on before, and these are different college campuses that don't look like I've never been. They're all different and unique. And there's that same feeling of like that I'm looking for someone. And or the sensation of seeking home. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, and then I saw the waves. But then I got distracted in my thought process. Thinking about this person from my past. What was I thinking about him for? Oh, I think it was triggered because of the movement back. So then I was thinking like that triggered it. It's just like, oh, I don't want to get stuck. Like getting stuck in my thoughts, right? Of the past. And so I got distracted, and then I tried bringing myself back. But I just saw the color. And then that's when I started seeing more of the movement, where it seemed like it was slightly going this way. And then I remembered Mercury retrograde again. So I was like, okay. Right? And it's Mercury retrograde. I have to look at what my chart looks like. I haven't looked up at my chart. But it's, if that's what that is, then it's like this awareness of like, okay, I'm gonna have to not repeat the past, but reevaluate and just see what I need to do different, right? What I didn't do this time last year, do it a little bit better. And again, I'm grateful for the videos, the video diaries that I'm doing, because that's what's helping me remember. I'm more visual, so it helps me remember. I haven't really been journaling much, not really, because so I have a lot of papers. my cousin came in and I was showing them around, and I was a little embarrassed because like I have like, so hoarding is something that my family struggles with. Certain people in my family struggle with. I don't know if I've talked about hoarding. I don't think I've talked about hoarding. So my family, there's certain members in my family that struggle with this, and there's this element of this fear of loss, right? Of not having the things that you're needing, right? Or this element of not having had enough growing up, and so then you tend to accumulate, right? Or it's connected to a loss, right? There's always this connection to a loss, and so you don't want to let go of these memories, so to speak. Attachment, it's all about attachment. And so growing up, I saw this in different individuals, right? And whether it was papers, documents, boxes, clothes, herramienta, tools, right, of all kinds, machinery. I mean, just very clearly apparent in our family. So my cousin came, and it's a very small apartment, right? And I think for those close friends that came and saw my place at my last place, like they saw like I have like papers and well, I had more then. I have less now, but because I emptied a lot of stuff when I moved, but I still have like a good chunk of like papers and just stuff. And that's not to mention the bins that I left with my sister-in-law. With those have more like like emotional, like photos and just other things that I'm emotionally attached to. And so so they came in and then I apologized. I'm like, please excuse my little corner, right? My space of my hoarding, right? Because it's something I've always had to monitor. I mean, I remember when I was married, the one time where I was on my road of recovery after my depressive episode and I moved away. I had to literally physically remove myself from my surrounding environment because I didn't know how to set boundaries, and I had to physically detach myself and go far away where I knew that they weren't going to follow me, because I needed that and I didn't know how else to do it in that time of my life. And I was starting a new job and it was a new place and it was out in the middle of nowhere but it felt like I was on vacation. I remember that feeling, and I think I mentioned it before, that, you know, my period came back like to normal because it wasn't. I became healthier in terms of my weight and just, like, I remember it felt good. It felt good in that time when I was recovering. And that was the first time we actually had like a house that we were renting. 3-bedroom house. So we had a guest room. And then the other room I used for my not art studio, but it was like my arts and crafts, because that's what I was, more crafty than anything, like collages and putting stuff together and photo albums and just creative ideas, right? And I would put together like you know, gifts. Like I had like my just very artsy craftsy stuff, right? And my paints were there too, and I did more of that actually. Now I think about it, when I had that space, I did do more art than I did do art. I forgot about that. But it was more arts and crafts, really. I don't remember painting. It was really more putting stuff together from different things that were like, I pulled apart. I would pull stuff apart and then put stuff back together. But anyways, I collected a lot of stuff. Like, that room was messy. And I remember my ex would tell me, he's just like, you need to get rid of stuff. You need to get rid of stuff. That's not. And I'm just like, no, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, I'll have it there. And so I remember bringing that up in counseling when I went to therapy. And I'll never forget what my therapist said. I really enjoyed him as my therapist. And he says to me, he's an older man, and he says to me, you're very successful in the line of work that you do. You can always buy yourself something if you need it. I was like, you're right. Like, and it never like dawned on me, right? There was always this fear of like, I'm not gonna have something in the moment that I need it. But then when he made me, you know, I saw it from a different perspective, right? He made me realize, I'm like, you're right, I am successful. I have a degree. I have this home that I'm, you know, at that time, I think I was a primary caregiver. Yeah, I was working primarily because my partner was going to school. So I'm like, hell yeah. Like, there was a sense of empowerment. I'm like, you're right. Like, I can take care of myself. Like, what am I doing collecting stuff? And so, I started getting rid of stuff slowly. I don't know if it was so much then. It's probably when we moved out again that I started getting rid of stuff. And just over the years, I've started getting rid of stuff slowly and surely. So anyways, my cousin came and so it's pretty messy. Like, I'm still trying to work on organizing my papers. And so when I slack off, right, you know, there's something about structure and routine. And I try my best to stay on top of it, but then I have moments like this last week where I'm like, my dishes are like overflowing. I need to wash my dishes. I haven't gotten around to it. My room is a mess. I still have not washed my clothes. I have papers, like this thing is like standing on top of books and papers to get it to the level. So, why was I saying that? Oh, because my cousin appreciated, you know, they said, I appreciate the fact that you're not hiding it, either you're owning it. And I'm like, well, I have to own it. It's part of me, right? I have to own that this is something that I, gradually been working on over the years. I've seen it in my cousin has seen it in the family too. Like, it's very apparent in our family. And so for whatever reason, that stood out for her. And so they acknowledged that. And yeah. Why was I thinking about that? Probably because I'm just looking around. I'm like, oh, it's so messy. I really need to focus on getting ready for me, right? Yeah. And I'm usually on top of it. Like, I wash a dish, I dirty a dish, I wash it. But then there's moments like this week where I'm just like, no. I'm just allowing it to overflow. I'll get to it. I said I was gonna go to the beach today, but I decided not to. I'm gonna do that tomorrow so I can wake up earlier because I had a client this morning. That way I can wake up really early and get over there before it gets filled up and I don't know what else I'm gonna do. So today I'm just gonna walk to Costco to get my little fizz stuff because I take these B12 fizz thingies midday because I don't usually drink coffee. But my mom introduced me to this thing that I really liked because it gives it the sensation of coffee. Well, I guess it is coffee. She says it's not, but it does have caffeine in it. But it also has some other mushroom extract. I don't know if you guys have seen it before. But I really like it because it gives it that sensation of real coffee, but I think it has that extra extract or something. But it's funny because my mom said it wasn't coffee, but it is actually. I don't know, but I like it. It's a good coffee alternative. And then I have my teas, my green tea. But I don't drink it in the morning. Like I usually don't. I usually don't do like a energy type of thing in the morning. It's just my ginger and my lemon water usually. Although I've been slacking on that too. But the B12 thing, that I really like. And I take that midday when I'm needing that extra pick-me-up. So it'll be anywhere between 11 and 1 or 2 where I'll take it just to get me through the rest of the day. And it's just vitamins. And I really like it. But I ran out of it last week. And I've been struggling this week. And that's probably, yeah, I've just been struggling. And I've been trying to take green tea as a supplement, but it doesn't do the same thing anymore. Well, it's not really green tea. It's green tea and something else. So I'm just a little disorganized. So been a little disorganized and needing to get my back together. That was all. Just want to speak to the waves because that's what got triggered and that's what I was thinking about. And yeah, I'm gonna go to Costco now to get my, because I don't know where else they sell it. I was gonna look it up to see if I can find it somewhere else, but that's where I know they sell it for now. And I need the walk. I want to go outside. So I'll probably just come back and clean the rest of the day and finish working on those birth charts. I'll wash on Monday because the weekend it's usually pretty packed. So I like that I have Monday to wash. And just clean as best as I can. Alright, take care. Bye. Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So